Welcome back. We're still tracking this winter storm making its way across the U.S. and through the tri-state right now. It's still stretching all the way from New Mexico all the way up to Pennsylvania, making its way into New York as well. Right now in the tri-state, we're starting to see some of those heavier bands enter. And this is what we were talking about all day long. This is when we start to see those inch per hour totals start to move in. Again, here are those heavier bands, those darker blue colors. That's where the heavier snowfall is starting to make its way into the area. So again, heavier snow is on the way and visibility is reducing as well. Here's what we're looking like right now off our Cincinnati camera. Again, reduced visibility and snow starting to pile on the roadways here, starting to see a pretty decent amount of accumulation, but this is just the start of it. Again, very low visibility. Both of these cameras are on and working. You might have to squint here to see out of them though. Again, reduced visibility due to that heavy snowfall. 13 degrees in Newport, 12 in Cincinnati. Feeling more like the negatives though, so definitely a chilly day today. You don't want to be outdoors in this, and you can see here temperatures are well below freezing. We're in the teens, nearing the tens in some areas, and this is one of the reasons we're not seeing that salt work on the roadways. When you get below 15 degrees, that salt doesn't work to help melt the ice away. The wind chill values are even less than that. We're seeing the negatives across the tri-state, and that's going to be the trend throughout the day, feeling more like the negatives in single digits throughout the entire day today. So it's going to be a pretty chilly day, and we're going to keep the snow around too. The snow is going to stay with us throughout the day today. Here's something that has changed in our latest forecast though that we want to give you guys the first alert about. You can see here the sleet is starting to approach more areas on our forecast here. So we're watching out for that sleet to get into Highland County, Brown, Adams County as well staying in those northern Kentucky areas. And this is a big change because this could affect power outages. That could down some power lines, especially if we see a significant amount of the sleet starting to move in. You can see how close that line comes to making it into our area. So we're watching this very closely as the system tracks a little further north than it was showing on earlier models. So we're watching out for some more sleet than we were expecting when our snowfall totals, but we're continuing to see a decent amount of snow tracking across the tri-state. This is Sunday, 6 p.m. and again, still full with snow till about 7. That's when we'll start to taper off and exit the tri-state here. Then we'll have a drier Monday, but that snow is going to stick around because those temperatures are staying well below freezing as we move into the next week or so here. Here's that snowfall forecast. This is an updated snowfall forecast. And again, this is what I was talking about. The storm has been tracking a little further north than we were expecting, so we moved our totals a little further north here, which means 13 to 16 inches is what we're expecting for majority of the tri-state. However, the places that are seeing the sleet might have reduced snowfall totals, and you also might see increased power outages. So that's a little double-edged sword down in the southern counties, down south of the Ohio River, getting into Brown County, Adams County, and as well as Highland County. So we're watching out for higher snowfall totals in the north and some sleet down to the south. We'll have some more updates in just a few minutes.
This Fox